Look at them blocking the path.
Sir, you can't be recording in prison.
Sure I can.
No, you can't.
Why can't I?
Put your camera down and keep it moving.
Why can't I?
You can't record the prison, sir.
Why can't I?
It's a security risk.
Okay. Well, you see, this is a public area.
You can't record the prison.
Okay. Pretty sure I can under the First Amendment.
You can't record them.
Yes, I can.
They get recorded the state and they're not willing to.
Doesn't matter, they're in public right now. So are you. What's your name and badge number?
They're not in public.
What's your name? Yes, they are. You see how this is all public? And you have to...
You can't record the prison. It's a security issue.
Yes, I can. You see, it doesn't matter. You see, yes, it does.
Because how do I know you're not out here?
Here. You see how I'm talking right now. Exactly. Exactly. I'm in a public area doing a constitutionally protected activity.
You are not allowed to record.
Sure I can. I can record whatever I can see from a publicly accessible area. This is a public area. You just said it.
I don't understand why you're recording them.
It doesn't matter what I'm recording or not. It's a constitutionally protected activity. What's your name and badge number again for the second time?
Well,
Badge number?
we don't have badge numbers.
Yours, sir?
It's on there.
I can't read.
Well,
your
zoom in
camera
on your
can.
phone,
So you're refusing to identify yourself
I'm not.
verbally.
And what is
It's
your
here.
name?
You're refusing to identify yourself verbally.
Name is here.
Oh, okay. So it's here. Your name is here.
What is your
Name is
name?
here.
I didn't give my name.
Do you have any weapons on you?
Of course I do. Of course I do.
Okay.
It's a constitution. I'm allowed to. Open carry.
Your license?
No, you cannot.
Okay, so you have a weapon on you.
In a public area.
You're recording. I don't know if you're
Both constitutionally. Yes, you do.
How am I supposed to know?
What
that?
crime did
now
I?
you have a
So,
weapon.
what is your reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime has been committed, being committed, or
So
going to be
that's a big
committed?
issue.
No, it's not.
You either need to leave.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. Why do I need to
Then
leave?
Let me see your ID.
No, you can't see
You
my
have a
ID.
weapon on you. I need to see your
No,
ID.
you don't. What is the
Yeah.
legislation or law that says you need to see my identification? What
are
crime?
not
What?
concealed. If I can see that,
I know. Look at them blocking this, right?
if I can see that, that's not a concealed carry, and I guarantee you're not
Why-
allowed to open carry.
Okay. Why don't you check the Delaware State Code on that? Go ahead.
Let me see your ID.
No, go check the Delaware State Code on. No, you're not seeing my ID.
Yes.
No, you're not.
Then why are you here?
Because, well, for one, I don't answer
That's
questions.
odd that you're recording them.
No, it's
That
not.
you're some kind of like
So you're just assuming that I was recording who by chance?
you're recording the offenders.
Oh, I am, huh?
Yeah.
So you're now in my mind.
And the scenery behind
How do you know?
I-
You don't know.
You was facing this way.
So?
I pulled up.
So? Actually, I was facing
You were
you.
facing the prison.
Actually, I was facing you. I have you on camera blocking this publicly accessible sidewalk right now.
Which we can.
Really?
Yeah. If we're out here doing on state business, we can.
Okay. Sure you can. Sure.
We can
Sure.
when it comes to offenders, and it becomes our jurisdiction. To protect them is part of our job.
So-
and we don't know what your intentions are with them when you have a weapon on you and you're recording them.
The encounter begins the moment correctional officers notice the cameraman standing on a public sidewalk near the prison with a camera pointed toward the facility. Almost immediately, the officers insist that recording the prison is not allowed and repeatedly describe it as a security risk. What makes this opening so important is that the disagreement starts before anyone discusses a specific law. The officers focus on what they believe could happen if someone records the facility, while the auditor focuses on where he is standing and what rights he believes he is exercising. The auditor repeatedly points out that he is on a publicly accessible sidewalk and argues that anything visible from a public location may be photographed or recorded. Rather than discussing the boundaries of the property, the conversation quickly shifts toward constitutional rights. The auditor cites the First Amendment and insists that recording government facilities from public areas is protected activity. The officers remain unconvinced and continue demanding that he stop filming. The situation escalates further when the discussion turns to identification and firearms. One officer notices that the auditor is openly carrying a firearm and immediately begins asking questions about identification and permits. The auditor pushes back and argues that open carry is lawful under Delaware law. What stands out in this section is that neither side agrees on the basic legal framework governing the encounter. The officers view the activity as suspicious because of the prison setting, while the auditor views the officers' demands as an unlawful attempt to interfere with constitutional rights. By the end of this segment, the discussion has expanded far beyond a camera and become a direct challenge over authority, open carry, public access, and constitutional protections.
Doesn't matter. This is a public sidewalk.
So
This is a constitutionally protected activity under the First Amendment and the Second Amendment.
You're not going to do
You're not supposed to know anything. What's your RAS? What's your RAS right now? So? Then go protect them right now.
I am.
You clearly are off.
Standing out here with a weapon, staring at the inmates.
Of course.
Obviously, that's an issue. I don't know where that's not connecting.
So you're just putting presumptions in your mind there and just assuming that I'm doing things.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
And you're hostile.
No, I'm not. For one, you do not know the Constitution, nor do you not understand the Delaware State Code. What's the Delaware State Code then on open carry?
It's none of your business.
Oh, it is my business. No, you don't need my ID.
Yes, I do.
No, because I know the Delaware titles better than you do.
Here, looking at with a weapon on you.
Hello, sir. What's your name and badge number?
My badge number, name is Sergeant Powell.
Thank you, Sergeant Powell.
And you're being hostile. My job is to protect the inmates.
No, ma'am, I'm not being hostile. I'm trying to educate you because you're trying to give me an unlawful directive.
Open, looking at them. That's
Of course. So, as I said, why don't you go look up the Delaware State Code on open carry?
I don't need to.
Yes, you do, because you're clearly ignorant to what the Delaware Code
You
is.
are threatening.
Sir, excuse me, Sergeant Powell, do you know what the Delaware State Code is on open carry by chance?
At this time, I'm not going to answer.
Okay, well, the Delaware State Code allows me to open carry both my sidearm and a long rifle if I so choose to, as per the state code.
My issue is,
Doesn't matter what your issue is, ma'am. On a public league, doesn't matter what your security is. You need to protect the security by creating the privacy. This is a publicly accessible area with a clear public sidewalk and a fence that is open to the public to view into. This is a constitutionally protected activity under the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. And you are trying to derive my rights under deprivation of law.
I'm not.
Or deprivation. Yes, you are.
What I'm not understanding. Why
You're trying to ask for my identification, which is an unlawful directive, because you are assuming things. What is your reasonable articulable suspicion that a crime has been committed, is being committed, or is going to be committed?
That you're out here recording in prison.
So recording.
You may be.
So recording is a crime. So recording is a
attempting to break somebody
So
out.
recording
That's
is a
my
crime.
reasonable suspicion.
So recording.
That's my reasonable
No, you said recording. So
That's
recording
my
is a
reasonable
crime.
suspicion.
That recording is a crime.
That's my reasonable suspicion.
As the confrontation continues, the auditor becomes increasingly focused on what he views as legal misconceptions held by the officers. Rather than answering questions about why he is there, he repeatedly asks officers to explain what specific crime they suspect him of committing. This becomes the central issue of the encounter. The officers continue suggesting that recording a correctional facility could be connected to criminal activity, including the possibility of assisting an inmate or gathering information about the prison. The auditor immediately challenges those assumptions and argues that the officers are basing their actions on speculation rather than facts. What makes this section particularly significant is the repeated discussion of reasonable articulable suspicion. The auditor asks the officers to identify the facts supporting their investigation, while the officers continue returning to the idea that recording the prison creates concern. The conversation also turns toward Delaware's open carry laws. The auditor repeatedly insists that the officers do not understand state law and accuses them of attempting to enforce restrictions that do not exist. Despite the growing frustration, the officers continue asking questions while the auditor continues demanding legal justification. Neither side is willing to back down. The encounter becomes less about the prison itself and more about whether government officials can demand identification and interfere with someone engaged in activity that is otherwise lawful. The disagreement remains unresolved, and tensions continue building as both sides become more entrenched in their positions.
You're recording the prison, so I think you're
But
breaking somebody
what
out.
crime is that? What crime is being
You may be
committed?
attempting to break somebody out.
So that's not a crime.
That is a crime.
All right.
Under the First Amendment, recording is not a crime because I'm a free press. I'm an agent of the free press.
Well, where's
And
your press pass?
this is my press pass. Do you know what the Constitution is? The First Amendment is my
Explain it
press
to the
pass.
troopers when they come.
Sure. Because they'll know the law a little bit better than you do.
Yeah.
Especially on open carry.
At the end
At the end
of the day,
of the day, this is
I am
a...
here to protect.
Doesn't matter why you're here. You
are-
need to create the privacy.
No,
Yes.
and I am. This is the privacy.
No, it's not.
You need to
This
put
is
it
a
on.
public sidewalk, as you already stated
Okay,
twice
and
on
that
film.
is a state facility.
Doesn't matter.
Recording.
I can go over here and record everything I want from a publicly accessible area.
Okay, that doesn't mean I'm not going to ask you questions about it when it comes to their safety.
Doesn't matter.
You're standing out here with a firearm.
So it doesn't matter. That's all constitutionally protected. Yes. No, it's not. Are you kidding me?
Safety is my concern.
Okay, you're just opened yourself up to a lawsuit, Corporal Wells. You just said my constitutional right. Okay, it's all recorded. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. I just dealt with Virginia. They just tried to do the same thing. Now they're opening up for a lawsuit with the lieutenant colonel as well. You're going to face the same thing, darling. Trying to deprive me of my rights under color of law.
I'm not depriving you.
Yes, you are.
I'm protecting them.
Damn right it's what I want, because you came out here and tried to do an unlawful directive to me.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
I have 10 minutes of video that just says you did, ma'am. Yes, sir, I can. Yes, sir, I can.
Did I detain you? Did I do anything?
You're asking for my ID, which is unlawful.
That's not unlawful.
Yes,
I'm
it
just
is.
asking. I can ask anyone for that.
Of course, you can ask them for it.
Sir. Come on.
Ma'am, you need to know the Delaware State Code, for one.
Sir, you need to not threaten my offenders.
Okay. I'm real threatening out here.
Yes, you are.
Have your name and badge number, please?
Off the grass, state property. Not off the grass, state property. Off the grass.
Do you know what a public easement is?
Off the grass, state property.
State property is public property, sir.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Clearly states up there, no trespassing on state property.
State
Go up
property
there
is.
and record the sign if you
Oh,
want
I
to
have.
record something.
Oh, I have.
So you seen it says state property, no trespassing.
That's public property.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Excuse me, you're in my way. Excuse me, officer, you're in my way. I don't feel comfortable with you on my left side. Excuse me.
I don't feel comfortable with you trying to intimidate me with a weapon on your side.
I'd rather you face my weapon than be on the side that my weapon's not.
Sir, I'm on state property.
Good. Get the hell out of my way. Tyrant right here. Corporal Wells. Look at that. They still blocking the path for people. Y'all can come through. They're just trying to do stuff illegally. Go ahead. It's open to the public. Y'all can come through. They're just trying to illegally do stuff. So y'all are trying to close a public sidewalk now. Unbelievable. Yeah, y'all can go through. They're just trying to close it for no reason. Okay. See, they have they have their vehicles blocking it. We will leave you to your death. Have a wonderful day. Shouldn't block the sidewalk like that.
You shouldn't be open carrying without showing the.
Doesn't matter. You should learn the Delaware State Code plus the Constitution. What does this say? What does this say?
And you shouldn't be.
What does this say?
Property.
What does this say? Exactly. You're too ignorant and arrogant to read it. Yeah, look at you.
Yeah, you look at you.
I know the Constitution and I know my rights. Look at you. Look at this guy, y'all. Oh my God, look, he's twitching and everything. He's so riled up, guys.
Nobody's riled up.
I can see it in your face, man.
Your ride is coming.
Okay, excuse me, I would like to walk through again. Thank you. Look at you. This is unbelievable. Don't know the code? Don't know the Constitution? Especially this one right here, this fat little piggy right here. Yes, ma'am, in front of you.
Sir, I don't think you understand.
Look, she's even responding. Ma'am, I understand everything I need to. I understand my rights and the rights that you are trying to infringe upon me. Hello. Oh, I love the shirt. Have a great day. Well, did you have a nice Easter, at least? May I ask you that? Alright, fine.
There's one there. Outside of.
This portion of the encounter becomes the longest and most intense legal debate of the entire interaction. The auditor repeatedly argues that recording from a public sidewalk is protected under the First Amendment and that openly carrying a firearm is protected under Delaware law. He insists that neither activity provides a lawful basis for detention or identification demands. What makes this section so important is that the discussion shifts from practical concerns to constitutional principles. The officers continue expressing concerns about prison security, while the auditor responds that security responsibilities belong to the facility, not to citizens standing in public. He argues that if officials do not want certain areas visible, they must create physical barriers rather than restrict lawful observation from public spaces. The conversation becomes increasingly adversarial as the auditor accuses the officers of attempting to deprive him of his rights under color of law. He repeatedly tells them that their actions are opening the door to legal consequences and potential lawsuits. The officers, however, remain focused on what they perceive as a legitimate security concern. Throughout the exchange, the auditor repeatedly references the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, and Delaware statutes governing open carry. He also identifies himself as a member of the free press and argues that recording government facilities falls squarely within protected activity. The disagreement becomes a direct clash between security concerns and constitutional rights. Neither side acknowledges the other's position as valid, and the discussion continues in circles. By the end of this section, the auditor remains exactly where he started, continuing to record while insisting that the officers have failed to identify any actual crime. The final section shifts from legal arguments to open criticism of the officer's conduct. Having concluded that the officers are unwilling to recognize his interpretation of the law, the auditor begins documenting what he views as ongoing attempts to interfere with his rights. He repeatedly points out that officers are blocking portions of the sidewalk and standing in areas where members of the public would normally walk. What makes this ending noteworthy is that the focus moves away from the prison entirely and turns toward the behavior of the officers themselves. The auditor accuses them of attempting to intimidate him and repeatedly comments on their positioning, demeanor, and knowledge of the law. He continues asserting that public sidewalks remain open to the public regardless of the facility located nearby. As pedestrians pass through the area, he openly invites them to continue using the sidewalk and argues that officers have no authority to restrict access without legal justification. The conversation becomes increasingly personal, with the auditor mocking individual officers and criticizing their understanding of both the Constitution and Delaware law. Despite the heated rhetoric, the encounter never develops into an arrest, detention, or physical confrontation. Instead, it ends with the same fundamental disagreement that existed at the beginning. The officers remain concerned about security around the prison, while the auditor remains convinced that he is exercising rights protected by the First and Second Amendments. Neither side changes its position. The encounter concludes with the auditor continuing to record, continuing to challenge the officers, and continuing to argue that government officials should know the laws they are attempting to enforce before issuing directives to the public.